contest elections on its own. It says the ANC has previously sidelined the party and only finds it useful during election campaigns. SACP General Secretary Dr. Blade Nzimande spoke at the end of the party's 14th National Elective Congress in Boksburg in Gauteng yesterday.
Loosely translated, have you heard the good news? The SACP is contesting the elections. This decision by the SACP to contest the elections on its own will have major implications for the 27-year-old alliance as we know it. It's led by an ailing ANC, which now could face an ally on the ballot paper.
Allied formations contesting elections independently does not necessarily make an opposition. That's not where we are at this point in time.
The SACP maintains it has confidence in the alliance. However, it says it's uncertain whether or not the ANC can continue to be the unifier of the alliance.
In particular, there is a deep threat of wanton parasitic looting of public resources associated with state capture.
The SACP says this resolution is no threat to the ANC, which heads to its elective conference in December.
We are not waiting for the December conference. But what happens in the December conference will have implications for all of us. So that is why we are saying that we have to be alert.
It remains unclear what impact the winning faction would have on the SACP's resolution on state power. The modality of how the party would go about contesting the elections will be ratified at a special congress next year. Aldrin Simpier, SABC News, Boksburg.
Let's welcome on the line NC National Spokesperson Mr. Zizi Kodwa to give us their reaction on the SACP's decision to contest the elections independently. A very good morning to you, Zizi. Thank you for joining us on M News.
Morning, Alicia. Thanks very much for having us.
Zizi, your reactions as the NC are following the pronouncements that, of course, the SACP might decide to contest for state power independently.
Firstly, we welcome the South African Communist Party commitment to strengthen the alliance led by the ANC. And that commitment is expressed in various ways in the resolution and the discussions of its Congress, the 14th Congress, and that is important. We must also note that the discussion about the Communist Party contesting state power, it has got nothing to do with the weaknesses and sometimes the subjective factors that affect the alliance and the ANC. That discussion has been there in the party, where the party, in the context of contesting state power, a number of years ago, has always discussed that issue. However, we note that discussion, and obviously we are waiting for a bilateral with the Communist Party where we engage the political implication of such a decision. But overall, I think we must welcome the frank and honest discussion that took place at the Communist Party Congress that took place.
All right. And Zizi, now what impact will this have on the support of the ANC if the SACP really decides to contest it alone? What will this do to the alliance as a whole?
I think it's early days. It's early to tell, except to note the resolution of the Congress. That's why it's important that we don't talk to one another via a microphone. We'll meet in a form of a bilateral with the Communist Party to further discuss the issue. Of course, the resolution, the way we understand it, is not immediate. There is a process, including the Special Congress, which must look at the modalities. Those modalities would include, among others, the answer to your question. What are the political implications, both to the Communist Party as well as the alliance as a whole of that resolution?
And Zizi, now the SACP is crying foul here, saying that they feel sidelined from serious matters and were only consulted when it comes to contestation for the elections. What is your reaction to that stance?
Alliance is not an alliance of conformity. There are always contradictions within the alliance. And the way that alliance has survived with the ANC that has lived 105 years is how best you manage those contradictions. Obviously, And I think the issues all alliance partners have got with one another, those issues will be addressed when we meet in a bilateral meeting.
All right. And Zizi, just to wrap up there, I mean, as you said, it's still early days. You still need to sit down with the SACP and iron out, of course, what the implications of that decision mean. But will the ANC try by any means at this stage to try and woo back the SACP into its fold as an alliance partner?
No, in terms of that resolution, the resolution in itself is not a breakaway of the alliance, not the SACP leaving the alliance. It's the SACP contesting the election. And I think we must make a difference. The SACP is still committed within the alliance to remain the alliance partner led by the African National Congress. It's another to have to contest elections. That is something different. And these are the issues that we think we must discuss. What are the implications of the SACP remaining the alliance partner of the ANC, at the same time contesting elections independent of the ANC? These are political discussions which we should have. But however, as I started, we must welcome its commitment to remain an alliance partner of the ANC. And the Communist Party to us remains a loyal and a committed partner, alliance partner to the alliance led by the African National Congress.
And your quick comment, Zizi, on the fact that Cyril Ramaphosa basically begged, of course, the SACP not to break away from the alliance. And of course, it seems like from the stance that we're getting, the SACP could be supporting that election of Ramaphosa come, of course, that crucial election succession debate.
The issue becomes the next leader of the ANC is a subject of branches of the ANC in good standing. And at an appropriate time, branches of the ANC will decide who the next leader of the ANC will be.
All right, so that is Zizi Kodwa, ANC national spokesperson, talking to us about the SACP's latest decision and announcement that they are planning to contest for state power individually.